Hey guys, welcome back to art. Today we're gonna start with a new kind of coloring. We're gonna use today our watercolors, in which we're gonna learn first how to use them and how to take care of them, okay? So basically when we start using watercolors, we're gonna be needing obviously our watercolors. We're gonna be needing brushes, in which I like and I would recommend the round brushes, in which you have to have different sizes. I have over here, as you can see, a big size brush and a small one for details. After that, you also are going to need to clean up your brushes or some techniques, paper towels. So have 2 or 3 on the hand. So if we need to clean up our brushes or if we have to clean up something in our paper. Also, usually with watercolors, we'll be needing water. I like to have 2 glasses or 2 jars of water, because one is going to be for the paintbrush when we're cleaning up the color, and the other one is to mix up some more colors. Another requirement for watercolors is having our color palette over here, in which we're going to be mixing our colors. We'll be also needing kind of tape to put into our paper so it doesn't move when we're painting. Then we're going to be using also white cardboard for general exercises. And once we're starting to color, like if we are already making some kind of a technique, we can use the watercolor paper. Okay, so how are we going to start? First of all, with watercolors, when we're coloring, what you have to do, usually there's a big mistake that we do often. Okay, it is that we usually put water when we soak it into our color, right? But that's a mistake. Tenemos un gran error en acuarelas cuando estamos empezando a pintar, que estamos acostumbrados a meter agua al pincel e ir metiendo agua a la pintura. Esa es una manera equivocada de trabajar la pintura en acuarela, pues lo que tenemos que hacer es agregar agua a la paleta de colores, como les estoy mostrando acá. Así. Entonces vamos a sacar, digamos, un color. Vamos a sacar el azul. We're going to take the blue color. Now with a little bit, only with a little bit of water, I'm taking water out, the paint out, and I'm just dipping into the water. Como pueden ver, estoy solamente frotando con el pincel húmedo y lo que estoy haciendo es agregar la pintura a la paleta. Just like that. Maybe it will take a little bit more time, but that's the correct way of using your watercolor. Esa es la manera correcta de usar tus pinturas de acuarela. Tal vez te tome un poquito de tiempo el sacar la pintura, pero es la manera correcta. Another thing that we have to consider when we're doing watercolor is when you're starting to do your watercolor, you have to already prepare your colors. So that way you already have them, because watercolor is a really fast technique that dries really fast. So you have to have your colors done so you can have the correct colors. Algo que sí es importante en la técnica de acuarela es tener siempre los colores preparados, porque la técnica de acuarela es una técnica que seca demasiado rápido. Entonces no se puede pintar sobre el trabajo ya pintado, porque se va a ver, digamos, la anterior capa de pintura. Entonces hay que trabajar sobre lo que está húmeda la pintura. Una vez que seca, ya no se puede modificar o arreglar la pintura. Entonces por eso es bueno que siempre tengamos las pinturas bien preparadas en la paleta para empezar a trabajar y trabajar rápido sobre la pintura de acuarela. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Voy a agregar solo un poquito más de azul para tener una buena cantidad. Ok, bueno, yo creo que tenemos una buena cantidad de pintura acá. Voy a poner eso un ratito de lado y voy a dejar mis témperas, mis acuarelas, perdón, abiertas. I'm gonna leave my watercolors open. Also, before I forget, we are also going to be needing another paper, a bond paper, in which we're going to be cutting strips. So that will be for our sample sheets, okay? So just give me a sec. I'm going to grab really fast my scissors and I'm going to cut little strips. You're gonna understand afterwards why I'm doing this, but always have a couple of them on hand when you're gonna start coloring with water paint. Okay, I think 3 are more than enough. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing now, okay, I already have my color here. I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna just let this dry out a little bit on the side. Okay, so for our project for today, we're gonna just use a regular white cardboard. I'm gonna just grab really quickly a ruler and I'm gonna grab a pencil, okay? So what I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna measure up. I'm gonna give a 1 centimeter frame to my work on all over my work, just like this. I'm gonna twist this a little bit more. One centimeter. Right there. I'm gonna do this really fast. Okay, so I already have my frame, my 1 centimeter frame, all through my white cardboard over here. I'm just gonna erase the little extra lines I have over here. Just gonna put this aside for a sec. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, so what I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna divide this part over here in 5, okay? So I have 19 centimeters. It would be with, I will do like maybe a 2.5. Right there. I'm just gonna give a centimeter of distance. Right there. Another 2.5. I already have 2, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, right there, 2.5. Number 3, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to number 4. 2.5 and 2.5. I have only 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to my last one. So I have 1 more centimeter to go over here. Now this is going to be weird. 1 centimeter. Okay. And a 2.5 over here. Okay, so this is what we're going to basically be having for our coloring. I'm just gonna, there we go. So this is pretty much how it has to look. Just let me zoom in a little bit, right there. Okay. Okay, so once we have already done our sheet of our white cardboard over here with our measurements, what I'm gonna do, we already prepared I used only my blue watercolor over here, and you can use whichever color you want, but you already have to have it ready. I remember a couple of classes ago at the beginning of the year, we started using hues and values, remember? Today we're gonna start using values for a hue, but using with watercolor. So we're gonna go from a dark shade all the way to a light one. Okay, so as you can see, I already have the color over here, and I have my sample sheet. Remember that we cut this previously? Okay, so our practice sheet works because before you start coloring on your actual paint or your worksheet, you have to look at it in your sample sheet or in your practice sheet over here, and you can see what the color is gonna look like. Okay, so I have this color over here, but I would want to have it a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my watercolor over here. I'm just going to dip, I'm going to put this over here so you can see. I'm going to dip just a little bit of water here just to have this wet. And I'm going to continue right here. I'm going to continue adding up a little bit more dark to my color. Okay, so basically I probably have the color I want. I'm just gonna mix this up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I think it has a little bit darker shade. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna color with my brush from one side to another all the way straight. Usually watercolors, like it has a lot amount of water, so I would recommend you guys to because look, it's starting to be my page is starting to be a little bit wavy. It's because the amount of water that I have on my cardboard right now. So after I'm done with this first one, I am going to use my scotch. So my scotch tape, so it will stay still and it won't move. Okay, I'm just gonna pause this up a little bit right there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this around like this. There we go. So that way your worksheet won't start waving and start being like this, and it'll stay really steady until it dries. Okay, so once I already have this framed like this, I'm gonna continue. So I already have my first shade. I'm gonna continue with my second one, in which I'm gonna use, sorry, wrong cup. I'm just gonna use a little bit water here, and I'm gonna add it up. Just like that. Okay. So I already have this mixture over here. I'm gonna grab my sample sheet over here, and I'm gonna see how it looks. I think it looks a little bit too light comparing to the first one, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit more of my blue. I think I put too much water into it. I'm gonna add just a little bit of blue right over here. There we go. Okay, so let's see how it goes. What do you think? I think it's a little bit darker, right? Okay, so this is gonna be my second color. And I'm going to do the same thing. Try always using one direction on your watercolor and not going too many times at the same place. Traten de siempre usar sus acuarelas en el sentido de un lado hacia el otro. Hacia un solo lado, perdón. Y traten de no repetir muchas veces la ida, porque con el agua la hoja se va a empezar a deteriorar. Se empieza a hacer bolitas y se va a arruinar la hoja. Okay, so we already have our second color. Tenemos nuestro segundo color. Vamos a empezar con el tercero. We start with the third one. We're going to get our sample sheet. Vamos a ver nuestra hoja de práctica y vamos a ver. Se parece bastante todavía al primer color, entonces voy a aumentarle un poquito más de agua. I think this one is better. Se ve mejor esta, ¿verdad? Y vamos bajando un poco la tonalidad. Okay, we have our third color now, and now we're going to continue with our fourth. A little more water. I think this one will work better. I'm going to use my little brush over here to fix up details. Okay, just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. We have one more color to go. Tenemos un color más para ir. Entonces, vamos a aumentar un poco más de agua. A bit more water over here. Our sample sheet over here. Maybe a little more. Over here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. I like this shade. I'm going to use this one. Okay. Number 5. Here we go. And if you see a little bit more of water into your paint, si ven demasiada agua en la pintura, lo que pueden hacer es agarrar su papel toalla, your paper towel, and you just tip it like this. And take the excess out. Y sacas el exceso de pintura. Okay? Meanwhile, this dries out. I'm gonna just ask you guys to be careful with your paints. Voy a seguir un poquito con las instrucciones mientras esto va secando. La manera correcta, chicos, para una vez que hemos terminado el trabajo, ahorita hemos trabajado solo con un color. We only worked with one color, right? And we have this paint, this brush that we have to clean up. Tenemos que limpiar el pincel. Generalmente usamos un vaso de agua para la limpieza de pincel y la otra, el segundo vaso de acá, es para agregar agua para mezclar nuevos colores. En este caso no hemos usado la segunda porque hemos usado un solo color. Entonces, considerando que esta es nuestra agua sucia, lo que vamos a hacer es aprender a limpiar el pincel. Un pincel tiene que ser limpiado de la siguiente manera. hacemos en forma de 8. Simplemente así. Como pueden ver, no está tocando el pincel la base del recipiente. As you can see over here, I'm doing like an 8 number in my brush, and the tip is not going all the way down. It's right there. Una vez que hemos terminado con eso, se agarra el papel toalla, así, y cuidadosamente vamos cepillando el pincel. Como pueden ver, estoy llevando el pincel del lado de las hebras acá. No estoy yendo en contra, estoy haciendo delicadamente y lo estoy limpiando. As you can see over here, when I'm cleaning up my brush, I have the number 8, and I'm not pressing onto the bottom. Once I have this out of the water, I'm gonna grab my paper towel and I'm gonna start cleaning up. Eso hace unas cuantas veces hasta que veamos que el pincel está completamente limpio. That's what we do usually until we see that our brush is really clean. One more time, una última vez. One more dip. And I'm just going to do this one more time. I'm going to dip it into the water, number 8, and there we go. As you can see, my brush is clean. Como pueden ver, tiene un ligero toque de pintura, pero ya está limpio el pincel. Una vez que está limpio, lo dejamos secando el pincel, así como lo ven, ni parado ni con las cerdas abajo, así como están viendo acá. Aquí lo voy a poner. Medio que, a ver, vamos a poner esto zoom out. There we go. Vamos a dejar el pincel que seque ahí. Okay. Once we have that done, we have to leave this on until the paper is dry. Dejamos esta hoja con el scotch hasta que se seque la hoja. Otra cosa importante, chicos, siempre que terminen de usar sus acuarelas, dejen las acuarelas abiertas, no las cierren. Las ponen a secar simplemente así hasta que vean que la pastilla de la acuarela esté seca. Una vez que se ha secado, recién la van a cerrar. Hay que aprender a cuidar nuestros materiales para poder trabajar por mucho tiempo. Y bueno, esas son prácticamente las bases como tenemos que limpiar los pinceles. Lo mismo voy a hacer con mi pincel más pequeño. I'm going to do the exact same thing with my little brush. You can see this over here. Tengo que recomendarles, chicos, que tengan mucho cuidado con sus materiales. Las acuarelas, los pinceles son materiales para arte, para tener mucho cuidado. Entonces siempre tengamos cuidado propio de tener nuestros materiales a buen cuidado y tenerlos siempre como corresponde. Okay guys, so we are done with this. It's almost dry. It's not dry 100%, but it's almost there. So once this is dry, or it doesn't have to be really dry. Well, yeah, you have to dry it out. I want you to put your name over here in the lower right side, so I know whose work it is. There we go. Okay, so this is basically our project for today, okay? So guys, I hope you had fun. This is going to be a new technique for us. It's we're going to start learning a lot of different textures that we're going to be using in watercolor. So I hope you have a lot of fun. Bueno chicos, esto es lo que estamos empezando a hacer con lo que es tema de colores en acuarela. Esta es una de las prácticas básicas para empezar. La próxima clase ya vamos a empezar con nuevas técnicas. Espero que se hayan divertido. Until next class guys, hugs and kisses for everybody. Bye bye for now.